The story begins in Cleveland, Ohio, 1863. A young clerk sits alone in a cramped office, lit only by a trembling oil lamp. The other men have gone home. The night is quiet except for the scratch of his pen, moving with the precision of a surgeon. His name is John Davison Rockefeller. To the world, he is merely a bookkeeper. To himself, he is a machine in the making, unyielding, calculating, disciplined to the thread of his soul. He believes time is the most ruthless currency ever created, and he is determined to master it. But behind the cold stare of the man history would call the world's first billionaire lies a secret, not of wealth, but of productivity. A system, a weapon, a set of laws so precise they could cut through steel. A system designed for one purpose: to eliminate procrastination at the root. This is the story of that system, rebuilt, decoded, and sharpened for anyone willing to use it. But be warned, once you learn how Rockefeller did it, you will never look at your time, your habits, or your excuses the same way again. System 1. Clarity. Before Rockefeller ever controlled 90% of America's oil, before he became the richest man alive, he had one skill that outpowered everything else: absolute clarity. He believed procrastination was not laziness, it was confusion. It means too many choices, too many voices in the mind, pulling in opposite directions. So he developed the principle: define your standard vision, or in his words, define your standard oil. One goal, one obsession, one mission that becomes the filter for every decision. Every morning, Rockefeller asked himself, what is the one thing that, if achieved, makes every other task irrelevant? And he built his empire by attacking that one thing ruthlessly. How can you implement this? Yes, you must define the single objective that rules your week. Not 10 goals, not even 3, just one. Write it down. If I accomplish this, my week is a success. This is the first cut in the war against procrastination. Without clarity, every task grows teeth. With clarity, distraction dies. System 2. Long-term vision. Rockefeller didn't merely live in the present. He stretched his mind 25 years into the future and worked backward. He once said, "I never look at the moment. I look at the decades." Procrastination dies when your brain stops treating today's task like a monster and starts seeing it as a single stepping stone in a grand cathedral of purpose. So he mapped out a long-term vision, a 90-day strategic objective, a weekly attack plan. To Rockefeller, today was nothing but a brick, a small part of something much bigger. This removed fear. It removed emotional resistance. It removed the weight of perfection. How can you implement this? Define your 25-year vision, your most important 90-day goal. The one task this week that moves the vision forward. You are no longer fighting today. You are building an empire. System 3. Eliminate meaningless tasks. Rockefeller's creed was brutal. If it does not advance the mission, it does not exist. He saw time-wasting tasks as cancer cells, quiet, small, and deadly. He invented what we now call the dollar test. He would ask, would I pay myself to do this? If the answer was no, the task was immediately eliminated, delegated, automated, or ignored entirely. This was not cruelty. It was strategy. The richest man in history understood something simple. You cannot procrastinate on tasks that no longer exist. How can you implement this? Look at every task on your list. Ask, is this worthy of my empire? If not, toss it, delegate it, automate it, or bury it in the later maybe graveyard. Procrastination is often a sign you shouldn't be doing the task at all. System 4. Remove energy drainers. Procrastination often wears disguises, scrolling that just relaxes you, emails that might be important, busy work that keeps you productive. Rockefeller could smell this fakery from across a refinery. He created the waste audit, a meticulous review of the day. What stole time? What drained energy? What created no progress? Which tasks were illusions of productivity? Every evening he corrected the system. Every week he refined it. Every month he became a more formidable machine. How can you implement this? Spend 10 minutes tonight identifying time leaks. Your future self will thank you with interest. System 5. Deep focus. Rockefeller believed that focus, not intelligence, not talent, was the most valuable human force. So he developed what modern psychologists would later rediscover as the peak productivity window, the hour of monopoly. Every day, for one uninterrupted hour, he worked on his one big thing. During that hour, no letters, no assistants, no visitors, no newspapers, no noise, no distractions, no shifting of tasks, no emotional thinking, just pure, unbroken focus. This was the hour that built Standard Oil. This was the hour that made history bend. How to recreate it? Choose one room or one digital workspace. Prepare everything 5 minutes before starting. Open every file you need. Write one sentence describing your purpose. Begin the hour with nothing left to load mentally. Your brain starts smooth, like a locomotive already rolling. Then, after the hour, reward yourself with something small and enjoyable. Your mind learns deep work, pleasure, not stress. The next day becomes easier, then easier still. System 6. Non-emotional planning, procrastination. Loves emotion. Procrastination loves to overwhelm. It causes fear. It insists on perfectionism and confusion. Rockefeller stripped emotion out like a surgeon removing infected tissue. Whenever a task felt big or intimidating, he used a simple tactic: break it into one factual action. Not finish the report, but open the document. Not organize finances, but review one number. This trick bypassed emotional resistance entirely. The brain moves from fear to action. Action becomes momentum. Momentum becomes progress. How can you implement this? Choose your most intimidating task. Break it into the smallest physical action. Do that action. Let the next one reveal itself, and repeat. System 7. Systemization. Rockefeller never relied on willpower. He relied on systems. He invented rituals that produced results even on bad days. His most powerful? The 3 before 3 by 3 p.m. every day, he completed the 3 hardest tasks. This ensured he always moved forward. The mission never stalled. He avoided the afternoon crash. He killed guilt and procrastination at once. Doing the hardest work first freed his mind for the rest of the day. How can you implement this? Identify the hardest task, the second hardest, the third hardest. Do them all before 3 p.m. Even if the rest of the day goes sideways, you have already won. System 8. The Friday Report. Every Friday, Rockefeller performed a ritual. He reviewed the week with cold precision. No judgment, no shame, no self-attack. He asked, what worked? What failed? What distracted me? What system needs tightening? How do I prevent next week's mistakes? This turned his life into a constant evolution, a self-improving engine that never plateaued. How can you implement this? Set a weekly review. 15 minutes, same time every Friday. Improve the machine weekly, just like he did. System 9. The Advanced Laws of Execution. This is where Rockefeller sharpened the blade. He created deeper rules. A. Master the hour of monopoly. Same workspace, same hour, loaded files, zero startup friction, reward afterward, no emotional thought allowed. This makes deep work predictable, not heroic. B. Perfect the dollar test. Eliminate or delegate anything low value. Clear your brain. Tighten the machine. C. Strengthen the 3 before 3. Tie it to an existing habit. Rockefeller tied hard work to predictable rhythm. So must you. The system that makes legends. Rockefeller wasn't naturally brilliant. He wasn't charismatic. He wasn't even the best businessman of his time. But he was something rarer. A man who made procrastination impossible. He engineered his life like a refinery. No waste, no confusion, no emotional delays, only clarity, only systems, only forward motion. And that is why he became the world's first billionaire. Not because he was lucky, not because he was gifted, but because he built a system that made success inevitable. Now you have that system. Use it. And watch the architecture of your life transform. Not someday, not eventually, but starting today. If you love videos in this manner, then subscribe to this channel.